Hello and welcome everybody back to the Dumbass class with me, the Dyslexic Gamer, as we carry on our tabletop RPG series of Dark Heresies, Inquisitorial Profiteers. So, in the last episode, our group had done some more legwork on the Arbites. Not investigation, because they're trying to kill him, so whatever this was.
We crossed paths with the Popo of the secret variety.
You did. You found out that the secret police are actually operating. They are about and taking an interest in the Hive's affairs. You also saved a girl named Jane from the clutches of the acid riot as she was being sold off into slavery. Well, indentured servitude contract was being sold off. It's basically slavery, but in nicer terms. As you bidded and paid a decent amount to get her freedom. Was it Gretel? What was Jane? No, you freed Jane. Gretel you paid for just because you wanted to free a girl from...
Technically, we freed both, so still counts.
You did, but no one's sure about your nefarious plans with Gretel, so we're all kind of like, is this shady? You really did sound like you were into slave trading earlier after you bought Jane and were speaking to that. You played the role a bit too well.
But I have a heart of gold, it's fine.
But after freeing the two indentured servitude slave women from the Salty Nipple, the Middle Hive club that is now owned by the Acid Riot, you took this information back to the Thirsty Eagle, the Poison Kisses main establishment in the Middle Hive. There, after you passed on this information, a very quick impromptu meeting was set up via a Voxcaster with the gang's leader, Ceres. After information was laid bare and facts were placed on the table, the episode cut. A few hours go by of you just talking amongst yourselves, just spitballing ideas and plans, before Ceres over the Voxcaster tells you that she obviously needs to be there herself. So you have one day, the rest of today, to get your affairs in order, and tomorrow she will bring another ally into the fold, and you will discuss your plans moving on. If you want to stop her now and say that you've already got a plan to take out the Arbites, if you have a plan that you want to put into action now, then you can say, and she'll postpone this meeting and introduction.
Just a clarifying question. Does she want a plan that we execute at the minute, or that we can say, let's say, a week or 2 week longer?
No, you don't have that long. If it's a week or two, then it's not a plan that's in action. It's a plan that's in planning.
All right.
It's the beginning of a plan.
We don't have anything in current action that I can remember.
By the
Are
way,
you going to do, dude? Yeah.
just as a
We had
reminder,
different ideas.
just as a reminder, this is episode 4 of to serve the Emperor, to protect his domain. Yeah, we've had 4 episodes on let's try and kill some Arbites. So
We'll get there eventually.
At some
no
point,
plan,
we-
no plan has been put forth in action and moving with pace. So she looks at you as you're kind of well we're doing well. We've had a lot of ideas.
Say that to her.
We could have dropped a crane on them.
You could have done, but you didn't. Sadly.
Because Jenny didn't want to hurt the machine spirit.
No, we will not break a machine just to kill one guy.
Didn't have to break it.
Technically, two guys.
You
Big
could have
block
just.
goes
You
up.
I
could have
wasn't
just.
allowed to do my raid.
You could have just had Hector up there with his surgical sword, just slowly cutting through the wire. But no. But anyway,
I mean, to be
so
honest,
the group kind of looks a bit like, well, we've got ideas.
We have ideas.
The Voxcaster chimes in. Tomorrow at 10 a.m. we'll have a meeting. And she informs Tiffany that she's done for now, and she'll be back. She'll be back at the club at 9 a.m. Obviously, you guys hear this. It's a bit difficult to hide a Voxcaster communication when it's open.
Okay.
And the Voxcaster is switched off. You can, by all means, if you want to try and convince Tiffany that you have something that you want to go on, convince her. If you want to ask her anything, you can, or the people who are here, which include Jane, the girl who has some information, Tiffany, and I think there was another girl here who's like the security for, or she's the assistant of Ceres. You saw her when you first came here and Ceres was here. I can't find her name now. Anyway. Or do you guys just want to make your way to where Mr. Black is to pick up your gear that you ordered from him?
I'd probably ask if they knew of any way to draw the two out that we wanted, because that's what we're having the most issue with, is getting both of them out at the same time. Or if they had any ideas towards that effect.
So they don't have all the information that you have. But if they were to do it, they would attempt to get them when they were off duty and stick them with a poison and get them that way. Just have some girls who look like they're prostitutes just come over and try and seduce him, and then just scratch him, stab him, prick him, kiss him, some way to get the poison into his system and have him die that way. It's just maybe a slow reaction poison, so he doesn't quite notice. He walks a few hundred yards, meters, whatever, away, and then dies of a reaction. You're not meant to ask the NPCs how we'd do it, because they have to do it from their position, which is poison.
I was gonna say, yeah, I thought that would be.
I mean, here's the thing, though. We spent most of the time till trying to figure out who they were, and now we know who they are. We don't know who Romero still is, but we do know which one of which ones we have to target now. And more than that, we can't kill them with poison because that would link them to the Poison Kiss.
Well, no, Mordecai asked one of the Poison Kiss members how they'd do it. So that's how the Poison Kiss would have done it. You can't ask you can't ask the gang members how they'd do it, because they're not going to help you in this. They're just going to be like, well, we'd use poison because that's what we use.
I know. And the fact that you use it is.
The thing is,
it.
currently it may be
I
good.
would like to ask how likely it would be if raid at the Salty nipple to be linked to them, to the poison kiss.
I don't think it. Thing is,
It depends on who's
Poison
involved.
Kiss.
Because remember, the Poison Kiss are all women. It's quite easy to tell when they do a gang raid because a shitload of women turn up all kitted out in leather armour and start shooting.
Our group.
I mean, there's also another point you have to consider. They are more of a soft expansion because they use a lot
Yes.
of blackmailing, poisoning, and
Yes.
that kind of tactics because they don't have that many members.
Bruises.
Which is one of the reasons why I was thinking maybe we should really do create that gang under the Poison Kiss, but we need to talk to Ceres. And if we do that, we can whack an Arbites to show that there's a new gang in town and we're not afraid of Arbites. And from then we
Why
can
don't
target
we
them.
make it independent?
Because that would be far too expensive for our tiny pockets.
And then it's in direct competition with the Poison Kiss.
Which we don't want.
I'm sure my shiny new flame Mr. Black's procured for me will turn them nice and toasty.
Precisely. And the other thing too, as Liliana, I really, really want to burn down the Saudi Depot, but instead of burning it down, I think we should take it over and brutalize the owners. To send a message so we
burn
can
it down
technically have
and
territory.
brutalize.
I was just saying burn down the Arbite, but sure.
Yeah, another point too. We know that the Arbites frequent the Saudi people, so we can, whack them on the way, and then, take down the Saudi people.
I like the way you think.
Why not take them down in the salty nipple?
Lilia is happy and giddy, but every now and then she has to be, a mean bitch.
Let's go
Also-
get my fancy new gun.
I'll go with you because I need to get my clothes. I'll be right back.
Okay, so whoever wants to go and get some new equipment will go with to go and see Mr. Black, essentially. For any of you who want to stay behind, you can. I'm guessing everyone's going to come along. Darius has kind of just been sat in a comfortable chair, just mulling over what's being said. Hasn't really put into the conversation all that much, but he does agree to come with the group as they go to see Mr. Black. For time reference, it's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. By the time I believe it was like 12 when you got into the meeting. Goddamn hiccups. Not hiccups, but whatever this is. Diaphragm convulsions. Let's call it that. That sounds good. I like that. So, for you guys to get to Mr. Black, this is always the problem with. Hang on a minute.
What on earth is that?
That's the Arbites precinct.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it's signified by a turret. I thought that was quite apt. That's the word. Oh yes, sorry. So we are in Hab Block Delta 3. So actually, not that far to Mr. Black, because you guys aren't up there anymore. Soon Raccoon, you can't touch these things. Only I can. There we go. So you're down here with the Poison Kiss. It's actually not too far to Mr. Black's Shuttle Port Distribution Centre, shall we call it?
Sounds like a good enough name.
Actually, I think you met him in the one below last time, but you can, when the transmission is sent through, you can tell him that you're in the middle hive, and he can meet you in the middle hive. Because he's a man of, he's a man of he'll go the extra mile. He'll move his ship for you if you want.
I mean, I'd hope so. We spent a lot of crap on him.
So, once you gather up all your stuff, all your belongings that you want to take with, you head on out of the Thirsty Eagle, no longer having your private car and elevator privileges. You have to slump it like you used to, but in the Middle Hive, things are more ordered. Unlike walking around in the Underhive, where everything is pretty much run down, gangs hold certain territories, and you can feel the air of danger. The fact that you were well armed at the time probably helped with a reason why you didn't get jumped as often as you did. Also, is everyone carrying all their weapons as they usually do? Darius has a bag over his shoulder.
Nope.
I mean, I have my pistol.
I mean, probably just have the sword on my hip, but that's about it, because it's a sword. It's not exactly dangerous to many people. He
A
says something.
mono-coated sword.
To be fair, if they look at it from the outside, it's just a rusty old ancestral thingy hilt thing. And we have our cover story, so.
You heard that. He just said his sword was rusty looking.
Yep. But it's an ancestral saber, so.
Your sword is rusty looking, sir. I shall note
Yes,
that
it
down.
is. Yes, it is.
So, as you all make your way, the streets at the moment in the Middle Hive, there is still a lot of disruption. There's still a lot of people who, if it seems as if they're not at work performing their duties for the God Emperor, and if they're not praying for the God Emperor and those who fight for in his divine battles against evil, they are out harassing, demonstrating, not rioting yet. It all seems kind of, the air is very tense, and it does seem as if one wrong move could tip the balance. But it also looks as if the enforcers who are in the Middle Hive keeping the peace are well aware of that. That there is a tipping point, and they have to kind of keep it controlled, and at the moment they are trying to distinguish the fire of rebellion rather than what you'd expect them to do, which would be wafting great fans at it as they fire shots into the crowd. It has not reached that point yet, and it's like you found before when you went into one of these crowds. It's all about the loss of their regiment's heritage. It's all over the fact that they are no longer the first, the second, and the third. They are the 77th. What did I call them? Aqualayan? Santa Fean. Yeah, they're the Santa Fean 77th.
That's a mouthful and a half.
But you're not the target of the people's ire, so they kind of leave you be, and it takes a bit longer than you would have thought, but you're able to get your way through the crowds. As you make it up to the spaceship docking area, where much like the last one that you were in, there are multiple areas where ships and shuttles can come in and dock, for different sizes and different varieties and flavours of ship. You head towards the one which you headed towards last time, because you weren't really given any other orders to go anywhere else. And because I can't remember which one you went to Spaceport Delta Delta Zelta 3. And and at Delta 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 3, you do indeed find that there is a guard that you recognise, in black carapace with a matte black painted autogun. As you walk towards him, you see his head kind of turn a little bit, and cock rather, and he then hits a button, the door opens, he walks in. As you get to the door that's opened now enough for people to walk through, you can see that there are a number of guards, all stood with their weapons at the ready, but they're not actually pointing them anywhere. As you see the familiar face of Mr. Black.
So much easier when I don't have to remember the passcode.
Well, you know, I try and keep the same man on guard when I know that a customer is coming. He is a good eye for faces.
That's good to know. Well, how are you today, Mr. Black?
Oh, I am not doing so well, I'm afraid. All this upheaval is making it more difficult for me to do my business. But I can see none of you were arrested for the contraband I sold you last time. So this is good.
Yes, well, we're not complete morons. I just look at I look at Darius, who's got his presumably still got his backpack on with all of his illegal stuff in it.
The shade.
I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't got anything on me.
So, you had a delivery for me?
Yes, you wanted that flamer. I have it over there. He gestures and one of the servitors picks up a box and brings it over. You're able to undo the clasps on the box. A military style box that actually looks as if it had an engraving on it at one point. Clearly been shaven and ground off. Now there's just a rust. You can see the clear, like the smooth, shiny plastic that would have gone round the edge of the engraving, and just a rough plastic where it's been eaten up by a grinder. As you kind of shrug your shoulders, oh well. Open it up, you can see your hand flamer.
It's beautiful. Exactly what I was imagining.
Mr. Black smiles widely, and of course, criminally illegal. I've never had to say criminally with that accent. Probably should have tried that out before. Oh well.
Liliana will go look at the mesh armor and she'll try to find the thing she purchased.
You ordered it, didn't you?
This remind me what availability was our maximum.
Anything below rare is almost a given, dependent on the world, because again, he only really deals in Warzone items. He doesn't deal in specialty equipment that you know of, except from obviously Militarum issued weaponry.
So
Rare is questionable. Certain rare items I'll allow, certain ones he just doesn't have because he doesn't deal in them.
Hellgun?
A Hellgun, I believe he...
It's in the Warzone, but it is rare.
I believe
It's
he
cost
can
this.
get that. But the... So he tells you straight he can get hold of Hellguns. He has other clients who like to use them for bringing down big targets. There's no way you can hide using it. Its power pack is a backpack, as far as I'm aware, for Hellguns. So you have to have a backpack.
They can be on the smaller side, but then
If
again,
you
you're
get a-
trading clip
if you get a pistol-
capacity.
If you get a pistol version, then yeah, they're a big battery that's connected to a pistol. You can hide that in a bag. The big size guns, you are gonna have real trouble hiding because you've already got a backpack on just for the energy, and then to put it into another backpack, it's gonna start getting iffy.
Yeah, it's very, very, very obvious.
But it is a possibility. If you really want one, you can. But he does point out you are going to get arrested.
Yeah. Something. Could I get a help pistol instead and 3 more thermal grenades?
He doesn't have any more grenades. He hasn't been able to get more of them. He can
Alright.
get you a hell pistol, but he cannot get any additional batteries for them.
So it will be 20 in the clip.
Right. Yes, 20 in the clip. It can be recharged because it is just a big battery that you can plug into the wall or your local tech priest and have it recharged.
Don't think Jenny would let any of us plug into her, to be honest.
I think it's more Jenny plugging in the pistol.
And
No,
it is double the price.
Let's not talk nutty things out in the open like that.
I'm pretty sure I cannot recharge a hell gun. Not with my current setup.
Hey, Darius.
It'll take a while.
Darius, weren't you waiting on something as well?
Darius is already picking up a box that a servitor has brought to him.
I just say that, I'm still looking at my flamer, I just look over to her. As I say that, I go, oh, okay. I go back to admiring my flamer. Yes, so
Does he have my mesh armor?
You did order it, so a servitor comes over and presents it to you.
A shield beauty. I'll take it, and I go to a corner, and I'll put it on.
So my help pistol would be...
It takes a little while for your hell pistol to actually get to you, but a servitor eventually comes out of the ship, again with a military-style crate that's had its military emblem ground off, and you open up the crate and there is a hell pistol that has its energy pack attached to the bottom of the gun. You can see that there is a wire to detach it, but once you've detached it, it's dead. It holds no charge.
Would I also be able to acquire some dead cord, or is that too late?
we've just got a bunch. because
No,
Darius ordered.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Darius turns around with a small box with things that he puts in his bag. But Mr. Black just turns to you and, no, I do not carry much. It is a special order. It is a little too dangerous to carry around for my operation.
Alright. Say, if I want some more thermal grenades, how much would I... Could I inconvenience you to get some more thermal grenades?
For things of that nature, it is more of a case of when the God Emperor provides it to me, then I can provide it to you. At the moment, I don't know. Maybe a week, maybe 2.
Alright, I understand.
Have you ever
Is
seen?
out of character question. Is it times 2 the cost?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mr. Black, say, hypothetically speaking, we got into some trouble with law enforcement. How would these weapons hold up?
In what? A fight?
Yeah. Would they be effective? I mean, I've seen
Are you
damage
taking the
flames can
piss?
do.
You have a flamer. Do you not know what it can do?
I'm more used to using this, and I just like gesture to the sword. I spent a lot of money last time.
A
improving.
What
flamer
flamer
would
do you have?
apply a thermal energy to the target, usually heating up the armor if it's not insulated, probably causing severe burns and/or death.
So perfect for what we want to do then. Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Black, and you know I'm an idiot because last time I brought a shock maul with me, didn't I?
He nods.
Anyway, I think that if that's everything, we should be off. We have a very important appointment to make. Some trouble to get into. But I'm sure we will be in touch again for the next time we need some specialty supplies.
I'm sure you will, but just don't get caught with the merchandise that you have. It would be bad for business.
Well, even if we did, we wouldn't trace it back to you.
He just
You say
smiles at
would
that.
be bad for business.
As you think, there are many ways to make someone talk, even if they don't want to. I don't say it out loud.
He's well aware in his line of work.
I know. It's just
Out of
a flavor. I've
character.
got like a 50-50 chance of blowing myself up, so I'm not too fast. I'm not going to tell anyone if I'm...
50-50, you blow up on a 9. That's 1 in 10.
Yes, and I had a 1 in 100 of blowing up in the warp. That happened.
Yeah, but at least if the flamer blows up, you're not gonna suffer a head trauma.
True.
Or summon a
Anybody.
demon which we then need to deal with.
It'll
I
be
mean,
nice
if anything happens to you, you just explode. You explode half a hive. So
So
did you really
you
need all
gather
of
up.
those grenades?
You gather up your equipment, bid good day to Mr. Black, who gives you a kind of withering, I may have made a mistake again. As you take your highly illegal contraband back off with you. So we'll say there was like a half hour of Liliana getting naked and people risking a glance. And how many people did they try? I mean, most of them were servitors there, but there were a number of guards. So let's see, how lucky were the guards at glancing at... Oh
Oh
I
no.
think some guards got some dirty looks and some I will kill you looks. One of them got away with it.
Oh, if Liliana finds out, she kills people.
They've got a ship on their side. I think they win. So after you all leave, you make your way back through the streets. Like about an hour has passed whilst you were doing your shopping. Again, it looks like the crowds of individuals who are protesting the change of their guard regalia. I can't quite remember the word for it, but anyway.
Uniform?
No, because they're
Heraldry?
heraldry. That's the one. Their guard heraldry has kind of been changed and gotten rid of. They're giving quite the good little carpet of distraction all over the middle hive, which is keeping the enforcers busy just enough that at the moment they don't notice you as you walk back with laden backpacks of loot.
I've only got, I guess, yeah, a flamer and ammo, yeah.
Explosives and other bits, armor.
Hell pistols.
You make it back to the Thirsty Eagle. It is about 5 o'clock now. So you have the rest of the afternoon, stroke evening, to yourselves. If you want to just sit back, relax, talk about the missions and what you can and can't do, what you want to do, you can, or we can just skip the evening and move into the next day.
I mean, just sit next to Jenny and just go, I mean, we do all have face masks. We could just go after them and when they're off duty.
Saying what I guys say, we start already building our gang right now.
That is, if you are really so insistent on not using a crane to just...
I mean, it may be useful for other tasks we encounter. Start some protection rackets. We can get some cash.
Jenny, is the payload a crane holds sacred to the machine spirit as well, or is it just
Depends on the payload.
Stones for a temple? I believe they were building a temple, right? Or reconstructing?
Question is,
This-
did God Emperor forgive us because that is his temple?
They were building a new statue onto the cathedral,
Yeah.
and its
Jenny
outstretched
didn't-
arms were being built, with its palms being added, which goes over the road of the almost to the Arbite side. So technically you could, as a piece is being raised up, have an accident, a workplace accident, where
Jenny
a piece
just
of
kind-
massive
kind-
stone falls to the ground.
Sorry. Jenny just kind of like does a shrug. No, my God, not my problem.
It's your... aren't they the same?
There is some theological debate about that.
Oh dear, that sounds mighty close to heresy.
Laser eyes.
You have human eyes.
I know.
No
Mental
baleful
laser.
eye for you. Yet.
It's like, oh, okay, not one for joking. Got that, so... I do think Liliana's suggestion is the best and get them on their way to the Salty Nipple. If we all put on gas masks, we'll be unrecognizable and, you know, bada bing, bada boom, fresh Arbites burgers for the rats.
I suppose it
Perhaps
is
we
a plan.
Perhaps we shouldn't use gas masks. Perhaps we should use masks. And make
Why
it
not
a
both?
thing.
Well, if you can think of somewhere for us to get them, I mean, we only have till tomorrow.
They can be cloth masks, my dear boy.
Okay.
Say,
Well, may I suggest then, if we do that, you don't wear... I just kind of gesture at her dress. It's like, we want to draw the suspicion away from... the boys.
Liliana is wearing her nice dress. She will look at you and she'll say, Mordecai, Why on earth would I sully my new beautiful dress when I have several others at home?
I meant dresses in general. If the less of us that look obviously like women, the better.
The fact that there are women amongst us, Mordecai, it makes no difference.
I would like to
Especially-
remind you that on this world there are probably at least several billion women.
I was
Out of
just-
Not
that
all of
several
them are
billion.
affiliated with the.
It's
I was
just
just-
big groups. It's just if 20 armed women get out of a vehicle, you're like, oh, it's a poison kiss.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It was just. I
Precisely.
was just wanting to avoid any even indication that it could have been them.
See, Mordecai, my idea is for us all to wear the same color, preferably black, because, black is a good color, doesn't show the blood. And if you all hide our faces, and we do something that is completely unlike any other crew, that's how we get the attention. Like,
I
that's
was
how we
going
hide
to
ourselves.
suggest that maybe we could impersonate the members of the Acid Riot, but that plan also works.
Thing
I
is,
mean-
why on earth would the
Why?
acid rat kill the Abites like that?
Yeah,
Because, as we have already learned, they are not exactly rational. They are psychos.
but they are also very likely the gang that the Arbites are in the pocket of. It wouldn't make much sense if one of them was to get away.
Maybe. Not
Let's
all.
just. I think Liana's plan is our best bet for now.
Regardless if we do it under our own flag, so to speak, we will be able to utilize it again if we ever need to pull out some more public stunts.
Works. So,
Um,
do you know where we could get such matching clothing then, Liliana, since you seem so well versed in making yourself look good?
you go to the store.
Oh, my dear boy.
Yeah.
My dear Mordecai, I don't make myself look good. I look good. She'll smile. But then again, like I said, we just need black garment. Even if we paint our armor black would be enough. She'll look at Jenny. You can't paint things, correct, Jenny?
An application of a spray can to a surface does not require an awful amount of skill or training.
Oh,
You say
yes.
that, but to do it properly,
Well, yes, my dear Jenny, but you see, we need to look good, and I would not trust anyone else other than you for this.
Yeah.
And Liliana would just smile.
It struck me as if you're putting form over function again.
That's exactly what gangs do. That's how they get started. They have a brand. Oh, I could brand one of them.
maybe we could start selling energy drinks.
Oh wait, no, I can't brand them. I don't have cauterized yet. Damn. Well, let's procure some black spray paint, and we can use the clothes we least like the idea of being black and get this show on the road. I mean, they're good, but we need to hit them when they're off duty, and we know where they go. And they are.
So, from what I'm understanding, you all want a gang uniform. A matching gang uniform. Okay.
In black.
So, this will cost you all... because it's a gang uniform, it's not a generic, you got to grab like the trousers, and then you got to grab the top, and there isn't somewhere that just sells gang uniforms in the Hive. Amazingly enough, there should be. Maybe it'll be an idea for you guys.
It's not your day when you need him.
So if you guys all remove, we'll say 15 thrones from your inventories, and then you can. It's clothing. It's not. It's not really that expensive. Yeah, remove 15 thrones and write in there gang
they're busy
uniform.
getting close, could I prepare some Molotov cocktails?
Sure, roll me survival. And you need to go and buy the alcohol and the cloth.
I need to find somewhere that isn't the place we currently live to make them.
Please, for the love of Christ, don't do that while you're close to your grenades.
Dear Lord,
You
actually rolled
do
it.
need the alcohol and the cloth though. But when you actually buy that stuff, it will be, I believe it's every 2 degrees. So you get 2. You have got 5 degrees. Roll me a 1d2. You want a 1. You get 3 Molotovs. Which I believe are somewhere in the rule book.
Yeah, that'll be
Find
somewhere.
them.
The first one. We're looking in the first one, or
First what?
Dark Heresy 1, 2, or
No, it's Dark Heresy 1. We only use Dark Heresy 2 for the main rules. Apart from that, you shouldn't really be using the first book.
Firebomb.
Because it's in, yeah, basically a firebomb.
137 Dark Heresy.
Okay, so you've all got a gang uniform for 15 thrones.
We look pretty good in this.
the Inquisitor's Handbook,
No,
or
Dark Heresy
Cool.
core.
Core 1.
Yes, core 1.
Yes.
Yeah,
Alright.
we don't use the first edition for any gear. Because
We
it
do
Second
doesn't.
edition.
Yeah, sorry, second edition for any gear because it doesn't have a price tag on it.
Alright. How much would that put me back?
You will need to go and find bottles of alcohol, and then, like realistically, Albie, when you want to do these things, go in the rulebook and find all the items, and then decide to do the rolls. You've kind of done it the wrong way around. It's fine, but normally, yeah, the players are meant to find the items themselves. I mean, if you can't find it, you can ask, and I'll happily attempt to look. But I don't know how much a bottle of alcohol is off the top of my head, so I'll have
50.
to search through the books as well.
50 for Amasek, 10 for Rotgut.
Oh, is it now?
The
Okay.
cheapest.
So yeah, you
cheapest
can
alcohol.
use rock gut because it is alcohol. It's just got methanol in it, or is it ethanol? Because I got it wrong last time. No, it's ethanol.
You drink ethanol.
Yeah, it has methanol in it.
limited-
It's stuff you don't want.
Okay, it has
Yeah.
methanol in it.
But it all depends on the concentration, because 100% ethanol, you also don't want to drink that. Or 80%.
True.
That will also burn you from the inside.
So you've got 3 Molotovs. So you've got 30 crowns, 30 thrones, and I'll give you the cloth for free because you're not using it for. You're not using it for a gas mask or anything. But yeah, in the future, if you want to do these types of things, grab like cloth off bodies. Say, look, I'm grabbing the clothes, I'm turning it into cloth. I'll have it in my character sheet. Because my dwarf has in D&D, I've got a list of crap in my dwarf's inventory, just in case. Okay, I've got oil, I've got rag, I put the 2 together.
See,
But And can you roll me a 1d4 to see how many hours it takes you to do it? I know it's harsh, but them's the rules. Okay, so an hour. It takes you an hour once you get the stuff, which again you can get most of it from the bar.
I probably buy it all from the bar, including the clothes. Like I buy some rag they use for cleaning. I just tear it to strips.
Sure. So minus 30 thrones from your inventory, and you can add in 3 Molotovs. You do need to watch out because again, Molotovs are not. It's a glass vessel. You know, carrying around a bottle of wine in your bag is a great idea until you put your bag down really hard on the ground. I've done it and smashed 3 bottles of wine doing it.
Yeah, not the best thing to do.
I hope they weren't expensive.
Nah, I stole them. It's fine. Don't steal, kids. It's wrong.
And it only ends up with smashed glass in your backpack.
This was in the noughties, okay? It was a time when it was a mad time. You're still shit.
How do you call that? Karma is a bitch.
Yeah. I stole them and broke them. Yeah. So, just a lesson, see? Thieves never prosper, so just don't bother.
The firebomb rules, or will you reduce them? Because they're damn good.
I believe that's just because... Let me have a look, because we won't be using them this episode. Let me have a look, because it should be Hive. And we'll go from there. It could just be that they're really good because it's fire. Fire in Dark Heresy 1, 2, and probably when they do a 3 will be overpowered.
Pen 6.
No, it won't have pen 6 because it's Molotov. So yeah, that will have to be changed. So it'll basically function like a nail bomb. So it'll do 1d10 plus 1, 0 pen. It'll have a blast of 2, but it'll have the fire trait. So anyone that you throw it at could have a chance of catching on fire, which is quite devastating. And it works out at half the price of a nail bomb. So, and all the normal rules for thrown. So 1d strength bonus times 3. You will have to half action light them. So I suggest you get a lighter, which I think is like a throne. Well, for a crap.
I mean, I could use the nozzle of my last rifle.
One, it'll be difficult. 2, you'll then blow yourself up because you can only make 1 attack action per round. Unless specially stated. So attack, I fire my pistol to light my Molotov. I hold my Molotov. Next round, I throw it. Just buy a lighter for a throne.
Alright.
And then you can half action light, half action throw. Or you can do the throw. Well, no, it would have to be like a half action light, half action throw.
It does, a Molotov does only explode when the bottle breaks.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the advantage of glass.
Yeah.
It's quite difficult to throw a glass bottle onto a concrete surface without it breaking. I will give it to you if you start chucking it in fields. We're going to have to start rolling dice to see if you hit a stone or something. Yeah, pretty much if you drop it in the hive, it's going to hit something concrete, so...
Strength bonus times 3 for the range?
Yes.
Yeah, just follow what the book says.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's a
that's the
grenade
standard.
rule.
Yeah, that's just the standard throwing rules, or grenade rules. The only difference from it being like a nail bomb is the fact that it's got fire or flame, whatever the trait is for fire, rather than unreliable.
Fire is a fun one.
So it probably takes you maybe half an hour for you to go out, grab some clothes. It's all black, you know, some bandanas, black t-shirts, black trousers, you know, maybe a pair of black braces or something, I don't know. Black hat. And after a while, you've got enough gear for everyone to have. We will remember that I have not taken it off of Darius's sheet. It has been added. He can remove it for next time. He has 3 backpacks. Who needs so many? A man with a lot of guns. That's who. But you have all done your shopping. Is there anything that, as you come back from shopping, that you walk in to let Ezio know that you have his uniform for him, as you see him making Molotovs on the bar counter? The girl at the bar doesn't seem to. She's a bit like, he just bought the stuff and started poking it in. I don't know.
I would have gone to the room to make them in private. I'm not that stupid to do it in public.
But it's funny.
Okay, so you do it in your room. They're all squirreled away in your room. Your companions do not know.
Yes. Time to make some Molotov.
After buying clothes, I think Liliana will go to her room. She'll change from her nice dress into her regular clothes. She'll change her hair around to look different. My hair was loose before, now it's in a bun. And I'll probably add some makeup to make myself a little bit different. And I'll just, just try to make myself a little bit different for what we are about to do.
I thought you were about to have a meeting and sleep and then have a meeting and
then go do it.
Or were you planning on
That is indeed true. That's gonna be tomorrow. So no, I'm not gonna do any of what I said before. I will do that when the mission happens. Sorry.
Okay. No, that's fair enough. I just thought I'd double check. I can imagine that Liliana's getting ready, getting all of her stuff on as Mordecai walks past the door and sees that it's just ajar a little bit. It's open enough that you could see that, Liliana's getting all of her weapons put on and all in place, and he's just knocks on the door and not looking through, just knocks on the door looking at the floor. It's tomorrow. We've got tonight off. And then walks past. She kind of sighs and checks herself in the mirror. And then starts getting all the stuff off.
Tiffany would have liked this look on me.
Oi. No, that can actually happen because Liliana is a bit of
a natural 7. So as Mordecai walks off, you just hear the sound of a hand slapping an arse.
Oh dear. I should have known, and I'm gonna take that secret to my grave. Not even Liliana's gonna know.
Secret is hardly a secret. But
secret.
You enjoy a pleasant evening at the Thirsty Eagle as you get ready for tomorrow's appointment. Again, you were treated like VIPs. You're given the best food that this part of the Middle Hive can provide. You're not getting fresh food. Sorry. It's mainly tinned, some of it dried. You're probably given something that's called a date. It kind of looks like a shriveled testicle. You're not too sure about it, but as you try it, it's sweet. It actually tastes quite nice. Bit of a weird texture, but this is something that's called fruit. For those of you who haven't had fruit before. Apparently it's a delicacy, Tiffany tells you. She also says that she's not too fond of it.
Is this what you and Liliana want to go on?
I'm sorry?
A date?
Wait, what?
It was a bad joke.
I'm confused.
That's okay, Ezio. I can see that you're often confused.
I mean, it was easier in the guard.
So
Less thinking about food.
I don't know where all of you come from exactly, or what your food, your diet has been like, but this may be the first piece of fruit that you've ever had in your life, which is a sign
this-
of luxury in the Middle Hive. So you are being treated very well, food-wise at least. Yes.
I think this would be the first time Liliana has ever eaten fruit because she's a white-born. So I think she mostly just ate slop.
If you're low class, it's processed food all the way. Whereas dried fruit is kind of your middle class, you're doing quite well, wealthy kind of regions. Actual fruit with juice in is more of upper spires, high society.
I guess guards only get rations.
You get rations. It's better than some planets. It's worse than other planets. It's dry. Well, no, it's processed. Depending on which regiment rather you're in, will kind of depend on, and which sector as well, will depend if you got any bonuses. Obviously, if you're protecting a world that has an agri world in it, you might be used to getting a bit of contraband come through that's a bit nicer, but at the moment, you'll have to make that up for yourselves if this is the first time or not. But it does show that they do care about you. Darius isn't too sure he eats it. It's kind of an odd look on his face. You're not quite sure if he approves or not, but he eats it.
Darius, it's not my cooking. It's not going to send you to the shitter.
Oh, but little do you know.
But that's exactly what it's going to do.
It may aid in that. But you have a pleasant evening. Nothing particular happens. If you want to do anything, like create anything, let me know. If you just want to chill at the club and have a few drinks, you can also do that. The evening is yours, gentlemen and ladies. Suppose.
Yeah, definitely going to have a few drinks.
Yeah, Liliana will just chill. She has to wait for tomorrow to talk to Sarah's anyway.
Okay. So, you all chill out at the club, maybe having a few drinks, watching a few dancers, or just having a quiet night in. Or maybe you spend your time praying to the God Emperor, like you all should be. The night passes, and the morning comes. We are now on the 32nd day, I believe. 32nd segment of this year. So, you pretty much have the morning to yourselves. But Liliana would notice that Tiffany goes off about 8:30, 8:45.
Okay. As soon as Tiffany leaves, Liliana will, get herself ready and she'll round up the rest of the group and she will wait for the meeting.
Yeah. Be up and ready and waiting. And order a morning drink of recaf, soy calf, or whatever it's called in Warhammer.
Recaf. You basically get a watered down version.
Yeah.
Because real recaf, if you have like 2 cups within an hour, you can become addicted. And it's kind of like, really? Huh, in the books they drink this shit like water, but okay. So you're getting watered down recaf, so you can drink it whenever.
It's like the watered down wine that you get at churches. It's like, it's not really, but it's enough to give you a nice warm feeling.
So, you go to the meeting at 10 o'clock when it is time. And when you get there, you see, as you open the door, that Ceres is there, sat behind the desk. Tiffany is sat in one chair. Urza is sat in another chair, but she is still heavily bandaged, and it looks like she hasn't long been out of the Medicay's care. And you see her, I believe she has 3 helpers. She has one, Saris has 3 helpers. One who you saw who was in the room yesterday. You saw the other 2 when you first came here. One of them is busy going round getting drinks for everyone and having a chat and getting things in order with Saris, whilst the other one is more just stood there as a guard. She has, I believe last time it was possibly Mordecai who noticed that she had a something type lasgun.
Yeah, it was the
Viper.
wrist-mounted thing. Yeah.
No, the Viper las pistol. So it's so small it can fit into the palm of your hand.
Yeah, that was it.
It's one that assassins use.
Mm-hmm.
And the third helper is opening the doors at the moment. The one who you've seen a number of times. Come in. What was her voice? I think it was just hi me, wasn't? No, it was Scottish. It was that female Scottish, I seem to remember.
Oh no.
I just take a seat. My contact will be here soon. She's running a bit late.
It's okay. I'm sure we can wait for your contact.
Oh, I've got something to talk to you about as well. Take a seat. Get a drink. This may take a while. We'll see. Sarah's Nightshade brings up an amasec and takes a sip. So, I've been thinking about what we need to do, and I think it would be best if either we need information. I want someone in their territory to have a look around and to find out what's going on. At the moment, everyone who is associated with the Poison Kiss is dead, or captured, or escaped. So, I was gonna attempt to see if I could get my contact within the Mechanicus to see if there are any vital repairs that needed to have done in their section. They're unlikely to attack the Mechanicus in full, I can't remember what the word is that they use, but it's a procession of the machine or some sort. If you...
Raid?
No, I don't know. It's their business. But that would be a way of us getting some intel, what we can buy off them. The alternative is, well, you have a tech priest with you. Jenny, I believe your name was. Damn it, Jenny! Why'd you leave me?
Unfortunately,
Why'd you leave me when you?
Jenny.
Oh, Jenny, don't you leave me? No.
And this, where can I find an elbow?
An elbow?
elbow.
Nail bomb.
A nail bomb. Inquisitorial's handbook. In the hives and under hives. It is next to the choke grenade. It is page... One pages...
122.
Yes, 122. Right at the bottom. Well, where it says grenades, actually.
Thank you. Wait,
Well-
blast who? I thought you said blast. Regardless,
I'm not even-
continue on.
I'm not even gonna ask why you want a nail bomb at this point.
No,
It's
because he's
the
made
stat
Molotovs.
line we use for Molotovs.
Oh, you want?
Yeah, I couldn't find Molotovs because a Molotov does not have pen 6. A
Oh,
Molotov has pen
Oh,
of
yeah.
0 because a Molotov is a glass vessel with fire in it.
yeah.
You get what I mean.
Didn't see the.
So
I didn't see the
Yeah,
pen,
firebomb would
suggesting
be.
yeah, that's got explosive power in it, which is why it's got pen.
Yeah.
So has our tech priest returned? I don't think so.
Maybe?
No.
Technical knock.
So as the tech priest is called upon,
My
I
master
believe
is
her
currently away at this moment. She is communing with the machine spirit and will be unable to make contact with your mortal minds for some time. Please give her a moment. Do not disrupt her communion. The motive force runs through her as we speak.
Just gonna reach over and poke her on the shoulder.
Hector comes flying down at you with his mini chain blade whirring.
Hector, chill.
Roll dodge.
I think her software is updating.
You will not interrupt the communion with the motive force.
It has
You will
returned.
leave my master be.
It's fine, Hector. It's fine. Yes,
She has returned.
as signified.
That
Praise be the
speaking
machine.
So Sarah looks quite confused at all of this and like blinks multiple times. Hey, okay. Right. Well. Okay. So Jenny.
Yes.
We need some information about what's going on in the Acid Riot's territory.
Mhm.
Now, I can pull some strings with my Mechanicus contacts and see if they can do vital repairs in an area in their territory, and we can buy the information off them. Or your group can disguise itself as a Mechanicus engineering party or vital repair part, whatever you do as you pray down with for the Omnissiren, and get the information yourselves. I mean, you could, if you were all dressed in the correct manner. You probably know the rights and the procedures, so you could, if you wanted to save some money, of course, I can pull my strings with the Mechanicus.
I do not think that would be necessary. Then again, impersonating an actual Mechanicus crew could provoke their ire, and there has already been a curious set of eyes from the Mechanicus on us.
It's highly unlikely that they would attack a group from the Mechanicus. Normally, we just give them a wide berth. Retribution is swift and devastating.
One does not interfere with the agents of the Omnissiah for the good cause. Or a death wish, I suppose. Well, passing ourselves as a repair crew should be easy enough if we can make the data stores look correct.
I mean, it's in the Underhive, so we're not talking Middle Hive here. We're talking Underhive. In their main territory, the authorities aren't going to give much of a toss. Pick feed coverage is kind of sketchy down there, so it wouldn't really be too suspicious for the Mechanicus, as long as you're not caught on active, pick feeds that are controlled by the Mechanicus. Stay clear of their holdings, which you shouldn't be anywhere near them. But oxygen scrubbers, oxygen oxygen parts need to be replaced, heating pipes need to be replaced, and wires and such. Wouldn't really need to inform them or even hide the fact, because no one down there is gonna know, really.
Aye, we could.
And the more information you get, the better it would be. From what I've learnt from Jane, there are a decent number of survivors. So we want to find them. And if we can, save them.
You see, when we go in, posing as a Mechanicus group, that is fairly straightforward. Going out with a gaggle of malnourished underhivers.
No. This is just reconnaissance. The more information you can get, you don't need to save anyone this time. I have something
You see,
special
and
planned.
here is my problem, because I believe Liliana would have to be restrained to not save anyone.
Ceres looks at you and looks at Liliana and says, "Then you don't go. If you can't control
Leona just look at
yourself."
Jenny like, ouch, Jenny, I do know restraint, you know.
She says, having spending almost 1,000 thrones.
On slaves.
Liliana would just look at Jenny. Yes, Jenny. Saving both Jane and someone else who was there for longer. And yes, I will try to save everyone I can, but I'm not foolish, Jenny.
Just do not lose the sight of what we're here to do.
Liliana would just raise an eyebrow. Like, I know.
Good.
About at this point, there is a knock on the door, and a woman can be seen entering. Shit, where's gangs? Come here, gang. No! Okay, so where's the other gang? Ah, there you are. So, where's your name? Why is your name not on your list? Oh no, did I not put your name on? You've got everything else. Hang on, is it journal? Journal. Like, what? No, that's not your name. Did I? Got too many pieces of paper now. Okay, names and VIPs. So Poison Kiss. Saffron, no. So is it under the other one? Oh, how annoying. Where? Because Inquisition, Rogue Raiders, Wardens, Acid, Santa Fe and Arbites. Huh. When the fuck is her name gone? Wait, where's tokens? I have so many NPCs and so many names. It saddens me at times. Where? There we are. Jealous Grave. There we are. So.
Since we're going to the Underhive, should we also check up on the Wardens?
You're going to the lower hive.
Oh, lower, not under.
Yeah, not the under. So let's bring you over to this side. Bring you over to here. And then, so, a woman walks through the door who looks like this. Oh, I put it on the wrong part. Yeah, let me raise it up. Raise it up. She has almost a look of a ship's captain about her. As she walks in, she has shin high or knee high boots on that have a a overturned top. She has a rather dashing jacket on that covers most of her waist and lower legs. And as she enters, Ceres raises from her seat. And, hey, it's about time you got here. I thought you were going to be early. I'm so sorry, Ceres. I was delayed. I see these are your, new acquaintances, shall we put it. Greetings. I am Eleanor
Greetings.
Bernstein of the Jealous Grave. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Liliana will give her a short nod and say, I am Liliana. There's all mine.
Well, shall we get to business, Sarah? Sarah, yes. Oh, hang on. I got names. Accents mixed up then. Sarah's. Hey, let's get going, Eleanor.
Get to business to defeat the Huns.
We need some specialist equipment. Now, I know normally you've been able to provide us with all sorts of stuff, and I've been very grateful for that assistance, but now we need something more specialized. Well, of course, Ceres. I'm more than happy to attempt to get the goods you require. What would they be? She looks over at the group, and, well, for one, I would like a pick recorder. I would like a audio equipment as well. I possibly a servo skull with these items attached. Then I would have some surveillance equipment that I could send with them. I think I will need a cognitive unit for this facility here. I need a better way of communicating and passing on information. So I'd need a secure line to my my private office.
Jenny's gonna pipe up at that and say, I wonder if this order will be the bit bigger than your last one. She says, looking at the jealous grave woman.
Last order?
I may have come across a mention of a 700,000 thrones paid by the jealous grave for services rendered to my kin.
I'm sorry.
You're leaving a
What
trail.
now? We leave no trails.
Then how do I know about it?
How do you know about it? Out of professional courtesy, I'm most interested.
Out of character, I kind of forgotten how I learned.
From Inquisitorial archives aboard the ship that brought you here.
Well,
Deceive!
the secrets of my brotherhood are not for the outsiders to know.
I'll give you a
Hey.
+10 for Mechanicus.
Is your intelligence?
I think this would be fellowship.
It's worth a try.
I'll be
This intelligence is the only way I'm gonna fade that
Ouch!
since I mean we're fresh, so I might as well. See, this is why I always lawyer for deceive intelligence. Better.
I mean,
Still
you'd
bad,
be-
but better.
Okay. So she can't see through your blatant lie, and I can assure you, Tech Priest, I have left no trails, and I highly doubt well, at least one of my colleagues wouldn't be so foolish as to leave a trail like that.
And I can assure you that your secret is safe with me. I have no intention of spreading it about. It was mere curiosity.
Well, it wouldn't be my secret that you just spilled, actually. Someone's, indeed. But not mine. She has a very worried and questioning and quizzical look on her face at the moment, where she's clearly been given a secret that actually, well, clearly, well, roll me a fellowship, because you're a mechanicus. Would you understand these complex facial features?
That is fair. That is fair. Apparently, I would. You know
Wow!
what?
Wow! So not
No,
only a 99,
No, wait.
2 rolls
Fate.
later, 100. That's 100. Oh. So you kind of
something we
get.
need to start doing. Like at start of each session, we roll 100 d100s, just so it resets the counter.
I mean, so technically, if you don't look at what's coming, then you don't know that it's preset.
True, but still, like, there's knowledge in the back of my mind that the first 100 are pre-generated.
Yeah. Doesn't really bother me. I don't look at any of the generations, so it's still a mystery. It does annoy me if you have access to that without the GM being aware of it. That would highly annoy me. Just because it's like, well,
Yeah, that is very fair. Because that could be rigged.
Well, because you're just like, I know an actual 100's coming in the next 3 rolls, so I'm going to make sure I roll last.
Nah,
Then
I just know
can't.
that
Cruel.
I just know that the first 100 rolls are generated. What they are, I have no idea. And I
So
wouldn't want to know.
you do get a rough idea of what's going on, that she's deep in thought about something, but you're not entirely sure on all the nuances. But logically, I'd give you that you've just spilled the beans on someone being a bit of an idiot in her organisation.
Probably, yes.
Yes, I believe I can acquire some of these goods immediately. The servo skull with a pick recorder and audio capabilities. Easy enough done. I can't, however, have it uploaded immediately. I know of a trick with a microbead that you can get the audio immediately, but getting the pick feed real time, I'm afraid you'll need a mechanicus and other equipment. I'm not sure what, but I'm sure your mechanicus here can see to something.
It is a bit more specialized, though, given the proper equipment. It could be done, although for our purposes, I suppose, real-time audio will have to be enough.
Jenny, what's your intelligence level?
52.
You didn't specialize in cybernetica,
Yeah,
though, did you? You were
No,
a
I was
chirurgeon.
more. I mean, that technically will also cover like cybernetics, but no, not like mechanics. Yeah.
You think
Although
it could
that
be done?
was-
You think it could be done? You'd like to talk to Mentorus
Yeah.
about some of the finer aspects of how do you get the broadcast to be received and to be. But then you know of servo skulls which are built to do this for pick recording purposes. So you know it already exists. There's a standard template out there for it. You're just not sure what parts would be required at the moment. But you do have someone who does know. So
She would still say that and then finish with, although that wasn't precisely my area of expertise.
Well, I will give you, here. This is the comm frequency to my, and she looks over at Ceres at this, and Ceres gives her a nod. This is the comm frequency to my personal shuttle. Give this code when you speak to the pilot, and he will acquiesce your requests, and they will be passed on to me, and I will ensure they get delivered to this lovely, lovely place. You were given an unspecified code. You have the code. It's just unspecified. For Eleanor, or Eleanor. Well, just put Eleanor's shuttle. And whoever wants to order stuff through the Poison Kiss can now do so. You're going to hate me for this.
Have for sale?
You're going to hate me for this, but after a bit of conversation about what Ceres needs, the question comes up that one of your party did ask for some of the Poison Kiss's armor. And what do you know? This is the woman who gets their armor for them.
Wait, who was asking for you?
I did
Who
ask
do
for the
you
armor.
think?
That is indeed correct.
Liliana.
Specifically, it's just like, I'm sorry. I mean, look at those boots. They're beautiful.
I mean, they do look rather good, yes.
So, she presents a modified flak coat,
Ooh.
and boots. That basically is it's a great coat from the rule book, but it actually covers the legs as well because it's so long. So it's actually a bit longer than your standard great. What is it? Is a great guard coat? Great
I
guard
mean,
coat.
the flag great coat actually also covers legs. It covers everything but the head.
So,
I'm sure it says in the Inquisitorial
No,
handbook it doesn't
I'm
cover the
pretty sure.
legs.
Maybe it's the regular coat, maybe? Because I checked the great coat and it definitely covers the legs.
Huh.
do you mean the flak greatcoat? Because the flak greatcoat is only body and arms. Is this what I'm getting?
Yeah. Flat great
But
coat.
this,
Yeah, I think so.
but
Is that
this one
okay?
covers
Yeah,
everything,
okay.
right?
It doesn't cover the head.
Yeah, sorry,
you
covers
could-
the legs too. Is what I meant.
Yes, the legs are protected by the coat, which has been extended, and the boots.
Poison Kiss greatcoat. Okay. Liliana looks extremely happy and giddy as she's given this.
No, flag great coat,
Oh, not
arms,
given.
body, and legs.
Not given. Not given.
Page 154
Like I
of
said,
the Macarian
sadly.
handbook.
No, I was looking at the Inquisitorials. I can't find it now, so it doesn't. It's a bit obsolete. Oh, there it is. So the flak great coat is arms and body for the Inquisitorial handbook, Warzone, page 182. And it
It's
should
different
be,
in the... Okay.
and that's like the commissar's coat, because there's a commissar stood there, or a guard captain.
So wait, would I have the legless one? Or, wait, what's the price of the other one?
150 in the Inquisitorial handbook. Because it's
So in the
modified,
Macarian
it's
handbook,
200.
It's literally the same, except it has legs as well.
Hmm,
It's weird.
interesting. So this one
A
is
flak blade
200.
only protects the wearer's arms unless it is fully buttoned up or secured around the front of the body.
And it's done up. It protects. Okay. I don't really know. I modified the Poison Kisses ones to protect their legs because their portrait also it's kind of also that sexy kind of. There's a woman in a big trench coat and she whips the trench coat open and there's just all these guns and weapons there, which is kind of steampunky.
Oh dear, it's the public masturbator trench coat.
These don't have the kind of
No.
Respect.
Waldo.
These don't have the frilly pauldron bits on the shoulders that the book shows. It has more leather, and you can definitely see that the Poison Kiss have modified their coats slightly, or they've.
Liliana,
So it doesn't.
Sorry.
When you look at it, it also doesn't count as military armor. Because it's been modified so much, it counts as civilian garb.
I like this. Also, she
and yes.
wasn't given, right?
No, it's 200 thrones. She's not charging double like Mr. Black is, because you've been invited to speak to her through the head of a sizable gang.
Motherfucker.
Liliana pays and she pays happily. She looks seriously happy right now.
So as for additional weapons that she has, now you're gonna have to listen up for these because I made all of these for the Poison Kiss characters. Well, not all of them. Some of them are just modified. You can have, or you can buy, a certain type of bolt gun off of her.
Is it the Chinese knockoff one?
You don't know. Well, you might, but the others don't.
Out of character.
Out of character, it might be the knockoff one. But in this game, the knockoff one sets people on fire. So it's all...
Ooh,
Oh yeah, it's a little bit different from the Dark Heresy.
sets people on fire. Yes, please.
If you get a Righteous Fury, you cause a Righteous Fury effect, and you set the opponent on fire. Or they get to roll against being set on fire.
What goodness that?
Mordecai stops, looks at his flamer, looks at the bolt gun, and goes like, "I done fucked it up."
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking as well. Like, God damn it!
I have to punish avarice and greedy behaviour.
The flavor wasn't average.
Jim just spent 10,000 on armour, and then I've just given him more armour. It's like,
Oh, I have a lot of armor, but I like this because this helps me.
Hold on, you spent how much?
Yeah.
Then gay.
10,400 thrones on my body armor. My complete best quality body armor.
Yeah, I waited for mine, for my flavor.
so
And here I am being frugal and shit.
I mean, hey,
I
that's
mean, if someone will get shot, it will be him.
so you can
By the
buy
Inquisition.
a Spitfire bolt pistol for 75 thrones.
That's suspiciously cheap.
You can
Spitfire
it's
bolt
book
pistol?
price. Yep. You can also buy one of you has the possibility of buying a Glavian needle pistol.
I think if I were to buy, I would buy the other pistol. I would also buy the Spitfire bolt pistol just to give it to Mordecai.
She's gonna buy Mordecai a birthday present. Here you go.
Yeah, I mean, you're her little brother.
Aww.
You do also have access to the Hippo pistol, but
Thank you,
again,
Hippo.
they only have one of them. The Hippo Pistol. It is a pistol that does 1d5 plus 2 damage. And if it does 1 point of damage, it injects whatever it's been fired with a concoction.
Oh, I want that.
Which can knock... Well, it could be anything of your choice, basically. It's a dart gun. A dart pistol. That costs 1,000 thrones.
Excuse me, do they have a motherfucking cane bolter?
No, there's no cane bolters.
Wait, what were the three options? Were the Spitfire, the Hippo pistol?
There's a number of Spitfires. She doesn't just have one. There's one Glavian needle pistol. There's one Hippo pistol. She has a couple of Series S Venom las pistols that are compact. That's the one that Ceres's guard has, that's palm-sized. It's like a round disc with a barrel coming out of it. She also has Tiffany's scythes. So she has chain sickles, which have.
Did you say chain sickles?
Yes, chain sickles. It's a sickle that's on a chain. It's not actually a like chain swords.
Oh. Okay, so
It got me excited.
Yeah, it's a sickle that's on a chain. So technically, it's a throwing weapon as well. It's a melee and throwing.
So it's a camera.
Yes, basically. It has the mono quality, the toxic 1 quality, and the fast quality.
I will actually get the chain sickle.
That's 300 thrones.
There goes another 300. I'm spending so much money.
So it follows the throwing rules when thrown, except from as a half action, you can return it.
Okay. I can also use it as a melee weapon, right?
Yes, melee and throwing. So if someone does disengage and run away from you, you can throw it at them, which I believe is actually a half action to throw. I'm not entirely sure, it might be a full action, but I think it's a half action. So technically you can half action throw it and then half action pull on the chain and return it. And it has the toxic 1 quality.
Oh, I like it even more. Also, what is the Glavian needle pistol?
The toxin for the chain sickle does have to be replaced. It only has 20 uses, and then it has to be replaced. The Glavian needle pistol is basically a pistol that fires needles. They are not toxic, I don't believe. It doesn't have the toxic ability. Oh no, it does have the toxic ability. So yeah, the Glavian needle pistol also has the toxic ability. There is a theme with the poison kiss after all.
Do they have silenced weapons?
No.
What's the price of the needle pistol?
950.
So
basically, you're just buying all of these, aren't you, Jim?
I am. I'm buying so many things. If anyone looks at my gear list, I have so much shit. Beautiful.
Just every time she brings something new out of her bag, just Liliana's eyes light up and her hands reach to her pockets.
Santa.
Just like, oh god.
Yeah. So. Why do you fail me?
So 200 for the armor.
Yep. I just spent a lot of money. I've been minusing my total money every time I buy something. So I bought everything. I'll just need to do these stats later.
So if you open the Inquisitorial's handbook, page 121, you'll find the Spitfire, the Glavian Needler, the Hippo pistol, or Hypo pistol. But the chain sickle is something I've made up, and the armor is something that I made up. But the armor's not much different than the books.
Okay.
And yes, Darius, if you're out there, well, hang on, no, Darius is in the room, just kind of looking at all this equipment, going, huh? But the soul that controls Darius, if you're out there, don't worry, you can get this stuff next time.
Anybody out there?
Someone he doesn't know.
I believe that's kind of all the weapons that she has specialized for the poison kiss. I don't think there's anything else. Ooh, why did you do that? Sorry, Roll20's having a moment. You can buy Hecate's pistols from them, which is a auto pistol. But you could buy that from Mr. Black, although it is cheaper, I suppose, from the Poison Kiss guy. Was their cheapest? Does their lowest of the low ganger have anything that you might want? I don't think so. I think it's just the Great Black Cloak. Oh, I'm not going to tell you about that. You might get upset at me.
Oh. Have they got mesh armor that's even cheaper?
No. It's something that more of you have bought.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a
Something
hypo.
that I didn't buy?
No, something that most of you have bought. At least a lot of you. No, I mean she can get you microbeads as well.
Could she get us from medium?
Probably not. It's not really something. So essentially, each member of the Jealous Grave deals in a different area. So obviously, this woman has been coerced by Ceres to supply the poison kiss. So she's bought a lot of items for the poison kiss and just stored them. So whenever a new member comes in, okay, you want this weapon, you want this armor, you want this. So she has loads of poison kiss gear, or at least some of it. The expensive stuff, only a little bit. But yeah, anything other than their gear, she doesn't really have, or she might be able to get hold of. Like she can get hold of Spitfire ammo, which is more expensive than regular ammo. I can't remember how much it is though. I'll find that out at one point. No, there's no other equipment that she has except from hardened body gloves.
Goddamn hard.
So
Oh,
I knew
body
it would be,
gloves.
but I wasn't going to mention it because
it doesn't really matter because I have a hardened body glove, I have a mesh vest, I have a mesh complete set. I now have a great coat and a lot of shit. Just too much.
So, but she is also putting in for some specialist items. So if there are any Mechanicus related items that you want, this would probably be the time to ask for them. Because it seems as if she's going to have to do something with the Mechanicus to get, like, well,
Could
a
she get us
cognitate.
cybernetics?
Probably not. She could probably get you parts of cybernetics.
Perhaps you could. How expensive would it be to get parts to assemble a fairly decent cognite? Or would it be cheaper to just get a whole cognite?
I could probably get you the parts, but it would take a while. It'd be easier, I suppose, to get your whole cognite unit. They're not too difficult to acquire, and as long as you're not after the newest one on the market, then they're fairly simple.
Call it an order then. I would like a good quality one if permitted, but
She just shakes her head.
a
You
regular
can get
one will
whichever
do then.
quality I can get, I'm afraid.
Fair is fair.
So, Jenny, can you roll me a 1d100? On a 25 and up, you get a poor quality cognite, which works. It does work, but it's just very slow. Wow, okay. So, I said on a 25 and up, you get a poor quality one.
Oh yeah.
So, you've just got a 6, so you actually get a good quality one. By the mercies of the Omnisire, she does want, I think it's 3,000. Hang on, how much is a cognite? Is it, I think it's not 1,000, is it? Or is it 300? Hang on. With Forge Worlds, Forge Implants, it's got to be around here somewhere. Services, Cybernetic Gear. I believe a cognite unit, which is in placed. That can't be right. That can't be right. But it's saying here that it's 4,000 plus.
That's a bit
Wait, what?
expensive.
And you want one that's good quality, which is 3 times the price.
I'm pretty sure I can't meet that.
I mean, I know you've got the money because I know how much Jim spent, but
No, wait, barely. I could barely meet that, but then again, I'm back to square one.
I mean,
No, wait, never mind. I would have some reserve. That would set me back considerably.
I don't understand. I may have to look this up. You can definitely get a cognite. You can get one up to good. It says here, so Forge World Gear, cognites or cognitators. Emplaced, that might, yeah. No, it's implanted. It's not implanted, it's emplaced. Emplaced cost 4,000 plus, weight 100 kilograms plus.
Yeah, that's not exactly
Personal.
what- Yeah?
Personal cognite, 750 thrones, 1.5 kg.
Oh.
So, it must be a personal one, but I don't see
Yeah.
that on the list. Like, of the descriptions for... Oh, hang on. Cognitator systems are personal systems. These personal units are capable of analysis of information. No shit. From data slates and similar sources that provide a plus 10 to on relative tests. Hang on. A cognite analyzes data. So what in the hell is the point in having a personal cognite? It must also do what the other one does. Okay, so we'll say for now that it does do the same as the other cognite, because if it just lets you analyze information from data slates, then you're gonna struggle.
Yeah.
Bit.
So you said 750 times 3, right?
Yeah, if you want a good one.
I mean, that's not that bad. I can forward it. I can forward it to 2,250.
Okay, so this cognite system will give you a bonus on literacy, logic, and law tests. Yeah, it will depend. The bonus will depend on the law and what you're looking at.
Mhm.
You can store vast amounts of data on it, and you can essentially download data from it. So if you want to have, let's say once you're with the Inquisition, you want to download some data volumes on heretical activities, heretic activities, things to look for, information that you think might be important to you. You can download books onto it.
Yay.
I'm gonna say, it doesn't say this in the book, but I'm gonna give it a number.
Mm-hmm.
So we have an idea. I'm gonna give you 30 books worth of information that you can store on the personal cognate. So you can just make a note that you've downloaded the book on this, you've downloaded a book on that. So you have ideas for what it's for. You can download information from data slates. Because it's good quality, it'll have good quality security on it, so it won't be as easy to break. It does look shiny and brass, and there's a little bit of chrome on there.
Nice. I mean, I can probably get a case for it too, carrying case.
I imagine as good quality it comes with a carrying case.
Yes.
I believe, if I may be reading this wrong, but you can build a machine spirit shrine in there.
In the cognate or in the case?
In the case on the cognate that then lets it have a machine spirit. Yeah. So you have a personal cognate.
Yay. Thank you.
Oh, there's
So
character question.
you will have.
I guess
She
it
doesn't
would
have
be
it with
useful
her.
for me.
I know.
Sure, Albie?
Out of character question. Would a thing like that be useful for me, or
No. A cognate. I mean, don't get me wrong. Anyone can buy it, but you need to be a brain character, either being a scribe or a mechanicus to get full use out of it. And at the same time, you can just turn to your mechanicus ally and say, "Can you run this through the cognate?" And they can run it through.
The reason why I asked was because I was thinking it might be useful for some of my lore questions.
So you do need to download the lore into it. So at the moment it's like an empty computer, but it doesn't even have the internet. So you have to buy the CDs and then install them, download it, and then you have the information. So it still takes a bit of work. Like, for example...
Any of you degenerate fucks are gonna try and download porn onto it, there's gonna be hell to pay.
So, for example, later on, Jazina's character, once they have Forbidden Law Xenos, for example, they could download 3 books on the different Xenos that are most common to the Inquisition, and whenever they come up, she can get a plus 10 to a plus 20 on related information garnering that Xenos.
Jenny, what is all this big titty Eldar stuff?
You have no idea of that. Wipe your brain. So, was there anything else that you could think of that... do you want any more cybernetic assistance? Maybe cybernetic assistance? Anyone? No? Okay.
I feel like that's hinting at me, but you've already said we're not getting any cybernetics.
No, cybernetic assistance.
What's the difference?
Cybernetic assistance is it's like a servitor or something.
What would she be useful for?
Getting in the way in combat.
Hey Darius, we could get you one and he could carry your spare bags.
That's not a way to sell a product.
He just shakes his head. Well, no. So if you, for example, if you wanted
a variety of functions.
Sorry.
Servitors serve a variety of functions.
They do indeed. If you just have a spare 20,000, you can have a normal one. If you want a poor quality one, though, it's only 10. Check them prices
I
out.
do have 20,000.
I do have 13,000 still, so...
Please, the maintenance on that shit would be worse than the Tiger 2.
Which is
Like,
it's actually quite surprising how cheap, relatively, servo skulls are.
Battle servitors. Oh, service skulls.
I mean,
I was looking at servitors.
Yeah, servo skulls are quite cheap in comparison.
you do just need a person's severed head.
Well, no, you need a bit more
Much
than that.
more goes into the creation of Servo Skull.
The cheapest servo skull you can get is an Illuminator, 950 thrones, and you can have a personal nightlight that follows you everywhere.
An
Not gonna
ogre.
lie, I kind of want one now.
Could I get an ogre servo skull?
An auger servo skull. You would need there's a roll involved to see if she can get one of them. If you want one,
I'm interested in it. I want one.
I've got to have a look at the different types of servo skulls now. Where are they?
so you
Yeah.
specifically want a which one? The gun one?
A Molotov servo skull ogre.
Oh, that's right. So for 15,000 thrones, let me just double check. Sorry, 1,500 thrones, not 15.
I say, is it the markup of 10 times 10?
No. Let me just check to make sure I'm not breaking any rules here. Nope, I don't think so. So if you roll me a 1d100, you want 50 and up. She only has poor qualities. 50 and 49 and lower. You have a common one, sir.
What does the utility one do?
Carry stuff.
I'm just reading through all of them to make sure.
Utility is like a basic one.
That's
Yeah,
right, 'cause
carry
it's
stuff.
100. Okay.
Did you want to roll a 1d100, Albie?
Yeah. And now, can an ogre one also record, or do I need a gear?
No, it doesn't
Right.
record. That would be a pick recorder. So there isn't actually a pick recorder on the thing, so you have to make one. So a pick recorder would probably be around the same price for as an auger one, but they don't have the transmitting technology. So only a mastercrafted servo skull would actually be able to record and then transmit that information back to a cognate, which would then put it on a pick feed. It's 40k, that's how it works. It's kind of shit. And even then, the camera isn't brilliant. It's still a bit flaky. For a common pick feed servo skull, the camera footage is going to be more than a little bit iffy. It'll be good enough, but again, 40k camera technology is kind of shit.
Some of them are good, but those are like really high tier.
Yeah, even mastercrafted ones are a little bit sketchy. You know, there's the bit where the camera will kind of distort quickly and go back into position or fluctuate.
And, you gotta keep in mind that the mechanics keep the really good shit to themselves.
Also true.
Yeah.
Well, the Mechanicus don't actually need pick recorders because they can connect to the motive force. No, sorry, they can connect to
the
the
new sphere.
sphere and then take control of their subordinates completely. Like they can take over their mind and look through their eyes and see things as they see them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, well, why do I need a recorder? But yeah, so 1,500 would get you a pick servo skull at common quality.
Tell me what's the no specs again.
Scanny thing.
Yeah,
Scanner.
I know.
It's a generic sci-fi scanner thingy.
So how I do augurs in this game, excuse me. So an augur gives out a ping, it can search for things, it can analyze certain materials. It does not pick up certain Xenos species. Only mastercrafted augurs or augurs that have been recalibrated to pick up Xenos can actually pick them up. They don't store this information. You have to recalibrate the sensors. But they can find hidden objects, hidden walls, hidden doors, hidden people if they're not using technology to conceal themselves.
Funnily enough, poor quality augurs can actually also detect demon infestation.
Yes. As
But only poor quality ones for whatever reason.
So, as far as I'm aware, this is demonic incursions. Augur rays can pick up warp phenomena, but they can't pick up demonic incursions or demonic activities like a psychic can. There are specialized augurs within the fluff that are specifically made for detecting. So inquisitors who don't have Psyniscience can actually pull out an augur that can detect if there's demonic activity. So your one wouldn't be able to detect demonic activity unless it's poor quality and gets a lucky roll. A normal quality, it's basically like a scanner, but you can send it off. Your data slates are master crafted, but they don't have this, only for security reasons and storage reasons. So you wouldn't be able to get the data onto your storage device. So your servo skull would probably be operated via voice command. So it would have, you'd have to turn your microbead on to give your servo skull orders and to receive the orders back, information back.
Shenny,
Yes.
what kind of cervical skull do you have?
Hector is a model of service co equipped with medical implements to assist me in treating the wounded.
I'll get an augur cervical skull then.
1d100, please. You want 50 and up. So, hang on, wait, I said 50 and up was poor quality. So,
Yeah.
she does actually have a normal quality one. So, she can get you a normal... Again, she's turned up into an office. She doesn't actually have anything on her but a data slate. And fuck it, why not? She has an auto quill, which is currently writing down all your orders. She's not even looking at... She's currently like having a conversation with someone else. And as your orders for stuff is coming out shouted at her, the auto quill just writes it down. Just... So, the equipment that you order, she has said, will be here by tomorrow. She will do everything in her power to get it here as speedily as possible, because Ceres has kind of made it aware that it would be nice if you could have it for when you need to go on your mission. Do you want to order anything else from her? Like maybe Mechanicus robes?
Yes, very definitely would be a good idea to get us all some Mechanicus robes.
I should stop helping you people, but I will.
The way I was thinking is it would be easier for me, at least, to pass them myself as my tech throws rather than actual, Mechanicus.
So
We probably still need.
They would still need
Yes,
tribute high. They would still need tributai robes or the other lower, the thralls, like you say. They have a certain type of robe.
You're right. I have not thought about this.
So, for 50 thrones each, you can all get a Mechanicus uniform. Jenny will be able to tell you that these are not official Mechanicus outrobes.
They're just red ropes.
They have been modified, so they have got the
Just
things.
50 drones, right?
Yes, they have got all the things where they need to be, but they're not actually Mechanicus robes. Like Jenny can point out how the stitches are not in the correct standard patent construct for official Mechanicus robes.
These would at best identify you as Mechanicus serfs and tech throws, not actually any entry level member of the Mechanicus.
Yes. Could I also get a Illuminator servo skull just because I love that idea? Please.
For 950 thrones, roll a 1d100, sir.
Okay.
And
You
50
know
and
what my
higher.
rolls are like.
50 and higher, it's poor quality. And
For fuck's sake.
You get a poor quality one. It's still
Hey!
950 thrones, unfortunately. You don't know the difference between a good quality and a poor quality. I don't think she knows the difference, to be fair.
I
So,
would probably.
this servo skull,
Like
as far as you're
speaking
aware,
about it.
it is a normal servo skull. There is nothing looks-wise that would make you think that it isn't a normal servo skull. However, write down that it's a poor servo skull.
Oh yeah. I've
Funny
already done
things will happen.
that. Just occasionally the light will flicker.
And it would start speaking Spanish.
Did
Well,
I
they
tell
have
you
to-
about the time that I got shot in the knee? I was once an Inquisitorial agent like you. Now look
Donde
at me.
está la biblioteca?
No
Funnily enough,
comprende, hereticus.
This funnily enough, that whole meme is actually a reference to getting married.
Oh yeah. It's great. I feel like I
How
wouldn't be able to get a
cruel.
cyber eagle, sadly.
No, she wouldn't. She wouldn't be able. She can do like she's got a few servo skulls that she's acquired from suspect places. She's got a few servitors that she's acquired through suspect places, but things like cyber eagles are very special. It's normally custom made because they actually contain a real eagle. Some of them.
Oh yeah. Well, it's a real eagle that's bonded psychically to you, though.
And then been cyberized.
Yeah.
You know, it's metal. You know, there's a few mechanical eagles in 40k that are from the dark age of technology. One of them was with Rabute Gilliman, I think. And then once the oh, hang on, it wasn't Rabute Gilliman.
I just
was it
imagine there's like this stasis pod with the cyber eagle in it, and it has like a little plaque saying "Warning: contains actual eagle."
Oh no, sorry. It was Ferrus Manus's eagle, and on the thingy massacre, when the loyalist Astartes got out on the Eisenstein, they were able to get this eagle out. And yeah, it was one of the last eagles known of its kind. I think Ferrus Manus built, or Fulgrim built, a mini Warhound Titan and gave it to the Iron Warriors Primarch.
Iron Hands, I think, because they were friends.
Was that the one that the Iron Hand dude then smashed before he beat Fulgrim's face in?
Yes, it is.
That was a great scene. I love that.
It was. It truly was. I
So I
just
know
imagined the
the-
Imperium having thousands of these coming out and fighting for them, but it never happened.
Also, I think the chapter master of the White Scholars also has an eagle.
Yeah, he has an eagle. There are a few cyber eagles which are mainly Inquisitors, Officio Assassinorum, and other agents of the Imperium. Like servo skulls, they also serve to amplify the abilities of a psyker on the battlefield. Yeah.
Now I want a fucking cyber eagle.
It's PSY, not CY,
So, as you all continue doing your shopping, getting other items, putting them on the list, the servo skull.
How much?
Okay, the servo
Never
skull,
mind.
skull again circles the room, getting a better recording of this newcomer from the jealous grave, and even better pick feed recordings of Sarah's Nightshade. All none the wiser as it circles the room and goes off into the rafters. As
We
that is,
still like a fucking servo skull net.
that is the end of our
Getting
episode. And you are none the wiser of the servo skull that is currently operating in the room. It has an xenotech, an archaeotech style gravitational field that gives off no noise. You don't hear it. And it goes round with a very large lensed recording device attached.
I
onto
always thought that this was just your metaphor for the camera, but no, it's an actual fucking surveillance skull.
Of course it is.
You know, at least it's not a cherubim.
Maybe. But you'll all have to find out in later episodes to come. Is the servo skull just a figment of my storytelling ability, or is it actually real and someone is watching all of this goings on? You'll have to find out in future episodes to come. So, I hope you do catch us all then. So, gotta stop saying so. Take care, everyone, and as always, bye-bye for now.
So, bye.
See ya.